Before the iPhone, before Android, before apps ruled our lives, there was a tiny device called the Palm Pilot. It fit in your pocket. It had a touchscreen. It could manage your calendar, emails, and to-do lists, all before most people even imagined a smartphone. The company behind it was Palm, Inc. For a moment, Palm wasn't just ahead of its time, it defined the future. And yet, when the smartphone revolution exploded, Palm vanished almost overnight. How could the company that invented the smartphone disappear from history? That's exactly what we're about to explore. Palm was founded in 1992. At the time, computers were big, slow, and definitely not portable in the way we think of today. Palm's big idea? What if you could carry your digital life in your pocket? Contacts, calendar, notes, to-do lists. In 1996, they launched the Palm Pilot. It wasn't flashy. It didn't make calls. It wasn't a phone at all. It was a personal digital assistant, a PDA. But it was simple, and it worked beautifully. The interface was clean. The battery lasted forever. It synced seamlessly with your computer. For busy professionals in the late 90s, the Palm Pilot was revolutionary. It felt futuristic. By the early 2000s, Palm was everywhere in corporate America. Executives carried them, doctors used them, tech enthusiasts loved them. At its peak, Palm controlled the vast majority of the PDA market. And here's what makes this story fascinating. Palm devices already had many features we now associate with smartphones: touchscreens, mobile apps, wireless connectivity. They were laying the groundwork for the mobile computing era. But there was a catch. They weren't phones. Not yet. Palm eventually realized that convergence was coming. People didn't want two devices, a phone and a PDA. They wanted one. In the early 2000s, Palm began releasing smartphones under the Treo brand. The Treo combined phone functionality with PDA features, email, calendar, web browsing. For many business users, it was a dream device. In fact, before 2007, if you wanted a smartphone, chances were you were choosing between a Palm Treo or a device from BlackBerry. Palm wasn't behind. They were ahead. But being early isn't always the same as being dominant. Here's where things started getting complicated. Palm's original operating system, Palm OS, was simple and efficient. But as smartphones became more powerful, it began to show its age. Multitasking was limited. The user experience felt outdated. Developers started looking elsewhere. Meanwhile, competitors were evolving fast. BlackBerry dominated corporate email. Microsoft entered the space with Windows Mobile. And then, in 2007, everything changed. When Apple introduced the iPhone, it didn't just release a better phone. It redefined what a smartphone could be. A full touchscreen, no stylus, fluid animations, a desktop-class web browser. And then in 2008, the App Store launched. Suddenly, apps weren't niche software tools. They were an ecosystem. Consumers followed. And then came Android from Google, accelerating the shift even further. Palm suddenly looked outdated. Not because they lacked vision, but because their platform wasn't ready for the new era. To their credit, Palm didn't give up. In 2009, they launched something bold. A completely new operating system called webOS, and a new device, the Palm Pre. webOS was genuinely innovative. It had gesture navigation before it was cool. It had elegant multitasking using cards. It was modern, polished, forward-thinking. Many reviewers loved it. Some even said it was better designed than early versions of iOS and Android. So what went wrong? Timing, resources, momentum. By 2009, Apple and Android had already built massive ecosystems. Developers prioritized those platforms. Carriers focused marketing budgets elsewhere. Palm didn't have the financial strength to compete at scale. Being good wasn't enough. They needed to be dominant. Sales of the Palm Pre were underwhelming. Financial losses mounted. The company struggled to maintain relevance. And in 2010, Palm was acquired by Hewlett-Packard. The hope was that HP would scale webOS across phones, tablets, maybe even computers. But the strategy faltered. HP shut down Palm's hardware division not long after. webOS was eventually open-sourced. And just like that, Palm, the pioneer of the PDA and early smartphone era, faded into history. Why did Palm fall? Palm's downfall wasn't about a lack of innovation. In many ways, they were too innovative, too early. Three major factors sealed their fate. They underestimated how fast ecosystems would matter. They didn't have the capital to compete once giants entered. They couldn't scale at the speed of Apple and Android. Palm invented much of what makes smartphones smart, but they couldn't control the next phase. And in tech, control is everything. Palm's story is one of the most fascinating in tech history because it shows something counterintuitive. Being first doesn't guarantee winning. Vision doesn't guarantee dominance. Innovation doesn't guarantee survival. Execution at scale does. Apple perfected the experience. Google scaled the ecosystem. Palm laid the foundation but couldn't build the empire. Before the iPhone, before Android, before the app economy, Palm gave the world a glimpse of the future. Touchscreens, apps, pocket computing. For a moment, they were living in tomorrow. But tomorrow caught up, and bigger players took the crown. Palm didn't just build devices, they built the blueprint for the smartphone age. They just couldn't hold on to it. And sometimes, in technology, that's the difference between a pioneer and a legend that almost was.